know, it's like a zombie apocalypse. Whew. What is going on? Everyone's crazy today. What's going on?
So let's see here. A surge in biking to avoid crowded trains in New York City. So, yeah, New York City, New Yorkers, they're biking to work like never before because of this coronavirus. It's good times, good times. Yeah, so let's see here. City Bike, the bike share program in the city, it's seeing a 67% increase this month. And bikers going across the East River bridges are up 52%. So just in a single day, there's now been over 20,000 bike crossings from the other boroughs into Manhattan. So that's awesome. Yeah, so bike to work. It's good for your health. Do it.
Bike blogger here on my way to work. Topic of the day, topic of the day. It's the coronavirus. It's the coronavirus. COVID-19, 2019, even though we're in 2020. It all began in 2019 in China, supposedly. So, let's talk about the virus and staying healthy and ride a bike. Ride a bike. I think I made it right. So, number one, it's perfectly okay to go outside and ride a bike. Don't be concerned about that. A lot of things I'm reading online say, let's make a left here. Supposedly is a dead end that way. A lot of things I'm reading online say, wash your hands, you know, don't touch your face. That's good advice. But I would say that the number one thing is stay away from people. Because the virus spreads if you're within 6 to 10 feet of the person. In other words, spitting distance. So just stay spitting distance away from people and you'll be okay. Healthily. One way, we gotta go straight. We'll go straight, yeah. Taking a different route to work today. Maybe do a little extended bike commute today. Lots to talk about. And let's go this way. I don't think I've ever gone down this street before, a little one-way street. This is kind of toward the Walmart. Walmart has shortened its hours. Oh yeah, for the record, today's Tuesday. Yesterday there was a stock market crash. You know, it was inevitable. I believe it was triggered by the this coronavirus thing. However, you know, it was inevitable. I mean, 10 years of expansion. I mean, it was just, you know, these things work in cycles. People build up debt and in businesses and personal debt. And then, you know, people go bankrupt, businesses disappear. It's just kind of what happens. I feel bad about the hospitality and leisure or whatever sector, food service workers. Yeah, they're gonna be hit first. And then the retail sector, all those workers are gonna be hit hard. Whew. So with that guy. People are getting anxious. You know, I thought yesterday there would be, you know, like a run on gun and ammunition manufacturers stocks. But they didn't really go up as much as I thought they would. You know, it's like a zombie apocalypse. Whew. What is going on? Everyone's crazy today. What's going on? I don't even know who that guy was honking at. I don't know if he was honking at me. He almost ran into that guy ahead of me. Whew. Whoa. Cut the other guy off too, man. Yeah, be safe out there, fellow cyclists. People are upset their retirement savings are shrinking. I don't want to get political, but they thought, you know, I'm not going to get political. So I'm in Maplewood, Missouri. I'm going to head to Brentwood here, just cross the intersection. So what stocks are up? What should you have bought when everything went down? Well, like I was saying, Ruger, gun manufacturer, they went up. Kroger actually went up, the grocery chain. What else went up? I was surprised, you know, a lot of healthcare stuff went down. And most companies went down yesterday. I always got to take advantage of it, though. I mean, I don't want to tell people to buy now, but you know, after wiping out 4 years of stocks, you know, I mean, maybe it's a good time to buy. I don't know. It's hard to say. Oil is not something to buy. Even though gas prices are going down, I wouldn't be buying oil stock. Okay. So yeah, I'm actually going the opposite direction of work right now. It's like I start every video with, on my way to work. I don't think that would be funny, but you know, it was like, on my way to nowhere, you know, because I don't have a job anymore. Oh man. What are the possibilities in a bad economy? Well, of course, layoffs. You could get your, you may not be getting any raise. Could be salary cuts for salaried workers. Could be hours cut for hourly workers. You could lose your benefits. You know, lose your health insurance. That'd be really bad for some people. Whew. So a lot of bad things could happen. But ride a bike. It's good for your health and it'll save you money. And that's one place to cut. Da 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 dee da da da. Alrighty, head up this way. We are in Brentwood, Missouri now. I think I'm gonna head to the Tilly's Park and then back to work after that. Woo. So yeah, some tips. Here we go. It just took me, 10 minutes to get there. Rawr. Oh. Alright, up the hill. Nobody around. Woo. Some tips. Don't share a drinking bottle with a buddy. I'm sorry to say, even if they seem healthy, they could have the virus. In fact, that's kind of what's going on. Even healthy people get the virus, and they don't even know it. They may not even show symptoms or just mild symptoms. So yeah, don't share a water bottle with a buddy on a bike ride. Although I do recommend you drink plenty of water always. That is a good thing. But what this virus is doing is it's causing pneumonia ultimately, which is a respiratory issue, and people are dying from that. So it's scary because there's no vaccine. No matter what you feel about vaccines, I mean, you know, if more people are vaccinated, maybe less people will die, right? That's the idea. Alright. Okay, good deal. Wasn't sure if that motorist was going to cut me off or not. Making a left turn back there. Here comes a big truck. Let's just wait for him. A garbage truck or something. Man, yeah, what the heck? Everyone's going nuts on the road. I mean, I've heard anecdotes, you know. Oh, look, speed limit sign. Let's see if we can get up to 20. Oh, that was easy. Let's just slow down a little bit. Try to stay at the speed limit, bike blogger. Stay at the speed limit. Yeah, I don't know. There's you know, the economy's been, you know, supposedly really good. I never thought it was, though. I mean, I always thought it was just kind of a pipe dream, kind of like, you know, and unemployment's so low, everything's so good. Yeah, well, I disagree with that, because wages have been really crummy, in my opinion. And so now, you know, now we gotta deal with an economic downturn. Oh well, you know, just focus on riding your bike, taking care of your health, and everything will be fine. You know, these things come and go. It's just a way of life, and where, you know, capitalism is the economic system of choice. And you have good times and bad times. Whew. You just gotta get out there and ride a bike. It'll be fine. That brings up another point. In New York City, I heard biking to work was up, I don't know, like 40% over last year, same time last year, which is crazy. You know, like crossing the East River bridges, I heard it was up from, I don't know, like 21,000 up to, I don't know, over 40,000 or something, trips across the bridge, across the, I guess we'll go this way, across the river into Manhattan, then out of Manhattan, into Brooklyn and Queens boroughs of New York City. And they've seen a huge increase in the city bike, their bike share program. That's up over 50%, I think. You know, just because people may not have, you know, a bike ready to go. Well, they don't want to mess up a bike during the winter time. Probably more likely that. Anyone who's going to really get on a bike and ride to work or what have you, but I found that really interesting, you know. One thing about city bike or any bike share, though, I guess this is a bike lane, I don't know. It says it's a bike lane on the other side, but the shoulder's bigger over here, and it doesn't specifically say bike lane, so I don't know what to think. what I was gonna say, anything related to the bike share stuff, you know, any bike share program, if you're gonna use one of those bikes, especially during a pandemic like this, I recommend, you know, wipe down the grips or the handlebars where your hands are touching the bike, just as a precaution, because the make it right, yeah, because the virus can stick around for like, I don't know, 10 days on hard surfaces, so just be careful. And that goes back to just, you know, don't touch your face. I'm gonna say, it's not sunny, but it's a beautiful day today. It's about 52 Fahrenheit. And really just a really nice day today. A lot of places are closing. But at least the parks are open. I will say though, many national parks are closing now though. Which is kind of odd. Because I mean, being outdoors is way better than being indoors. I've always said that. It's better for your health to be outdoors. Got behind Mr. Slowpoke here. That's okay. We're just taking the sights. We're in Tilley's Park now, St. Louis County in Ladue, Missouri. Woo. Look at the pretty trees. They're still dormant. That's one thing. I wish we had more evergreens around here. Oh my. Okay, so we're gonna take a little pit stop here while we give that guy a little. Oh wait, here's what we can do. I was gonna say this guy's taking too long, so I can actually cut back here and take this little loop back here, and then I'll take us back out to the main loop, and hopefully that guy is sped up and he's out of my way. Gotta get to work. So much work to be done. But yeah, everything is closing. It's crazy. Just today they said the movie theater is gonna be closed for like, I don't know, 2 months or something. Like, dang. And that's money businesses will never get back. You know, being closed down completely. That's worse than a recession. You know, having no income. I mean, to be fair, you know, there are some businesses that just make almost no income every month anyway, except for during the holiday season. But yeah, that's pretty bad to be out for weeks, if not months. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with this? But enough fear mongering. You gotta be optimistic. It'll all work out. Is that same car from earlier? I don't think so. Anyway, it also comes down to how much invested you are in the economy. I mean, honestly, if you're like me and you're not really deep into the stock market, and you know, maybe you have a kind of job that, or you are in a position of such a job where, you know, it's, where at least you think it's harder to eliminate you with, you know, robots or something, or that there's still going to be demand in your industry, and you ride a bike to work, you know, you don't have to deal with all the bills associated with cars. There we go. You know, you're less invested in the system. You know, you're more self-reliant in that aspect. Then yeah, you're going to be in a better position. I mean, you're not going to get the gains from a good market. I doubt there's any wealthy people watching my channel, but if you are, I know what you do in this situation. You buy as it's going down and you sell as it goes back up. That's how you make money. That's how you make money. If you want to buy into the stock market, let's go this way. So now Now it's just a matter of getting to work. That was a little fun ride in the park. What's going on over there? There's like a, I don't know if you can see it. Let's go straight. Like a police officer. Yeah, I'd be a little more concerned, you know. Governments will probably be trying to pull more people over and hand out traffic tickets as a revenue generating machine. Use the police officers to basically give themselves money. Hey, can I get out this way? Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah, it looks like they look like that. I don't know if this is a regular street or this is a construction entrance. I gotta get out of here though. This business behind me, they're actually shutting down their headquarters and they're moving out west, I think, to Depair or something. Depair. Huh. A lot of construction going on. It might be related actually to the Deer Creek, which is a big creek to mitigate flooding. Yeah, it says that way is closed, so I'm gonna have to go this way. Ugh. So we're in Rock Hill, Missouri right now. Woo! Up the hill. So, what else can you do to protect yourself, you know? Same rule applies, you know. Keep a distance from your cycling buddies. You know, don't be riding right next to each other. And, you know, common courtesy, if you're riding one behind the other, you know, don't spit. Please don't spit. Ugh. That was, I think, yeah, a Rock Hill police SUV. Let's go left. Whew. So how are we gonna beat this? If you don't have a fever, get out and ride your bike. Stay healthy. One of the best ways to not get sick is to stay healthy and drink plenty of water. There's people, I've been reading stories, and I've heard, you know, people tell me that people are buying up like tons of toilet paper and stuff. Like, you know, why? I mean, it might be a reaction to what is normally a national emergency, like a big storm, you know, where the water supply is compromised because the electricity goes out and you can't clean the water. Because, by the way, most of our drinking water is just, you know, it's recycled water. I mean, you may not want to call it that, but, you know, it's water from water from the toilet to your mouth. Basically. Alright. Woo-wee. So I think we're outside of Richmond Heights. I'm heading back that way, but we're out of Rock Hill and we're into Brentwood, Missouri. Whew. So BikeBlogger here on my way to work today. It's like starting my commute from years ago. I did in Brentwood years ago. So what else regarding the coronavirus? Yeah, it was just kind of a wait and see thing, but whether the stock market goes up or down doesn't really matter at this point for the average Joe. What matters is, you know, hard times are coming, basically. So make sure you're well, you know, you have some savings. I mean, that's part of the problem. You know, so many people do not have any savings. It's a whole nother problem not to be able to get the money out of the bank. I'm not telling you to go to the bank and put money under the mattress, but, you know, You got to look at every situation case by case, you know. Stay healthy like me, ride a bike. And that's one less thing to worry about. Whew. Don't be like these people with bad attitudes and cutting people off on the road in their stupid automobiles. Ride a bike, be happy, live healthy. Woo. All right, on our way to work again. So, and remember, the big thing is, even if you're a healthy person, you are still contagious. And even if you may not be worried about getting sick, if you come in contact with anybody who is unhealthy or elderly, for some reason it's not affecting children, as far as I know. You know, we all know somebody who's old, so, you know, kind of respect your elders and keep a distance, but don't forget about them. Another thing that's not so much talked about is loneliness. You know, do Skype. Just call them up on the old-fashioned telephone, and you know, just stay in contact with people. Don't just shut them out of your lives during, you know, a situation where people need human contact more than ever. We gotta be aware of these things. Be aware of these things. This has always been a busy road. I have been seeing less people on the roads, but I don't know. This road's just always been a busy road. We're almost cut past City Hall here. Actually, let's go this way. Yeah, I think this is one way. That's okay. Nobody's going to the post office. Latest, right now, again, today is Tuesday, March, I don't know, 16 or something, 17 maybe. And the latest thing in the United States says, you know, groups of 10 or less people is okay, but no more. They're not going to outright say that all business should stop, but I mean, if you're talking about groups of 10 people, most businesses have, you know, 10 people in the office. So, you know, the government has basically said, you know, the U.S. government has basically said, you know, everybody just stay home. And it's not like you're going to stop the virus. It's all about slowing the curve so it's not exponential. And then there's not enough hospital beds. So that's what it's all about. It's just getting this thing under control. Even though we kind of, you know, the federal government dropped the ball this time, big time, by letting it get out of control and pretending like it wasn't a big deal. You know, that's just that's negligence, and I would certainly think that there'd be a lot of lawyers lining up that ready to do I was gonna say a class action lawsuit against the federal government, but I don't know if that's even legal. I don't know if you can do a class action against the federal government. Maybe. Whew. I mean, it's pretty pathetic when the government's like, oh, well, now we'll just start sending checks to people. It's like, wow. Well, I guess it's the least you can do, just screwing up so bad. Ugh. But, you know, let's not point blame right now. Let's just get this thing under control. Yeah, it looks like they repaved the road over there. Looks like they redid the volleyball court, or the tennis courts. It's been a little while since I've been back here. Still in Brentwood, Missouri. Ooh. The wind speed is about 7 miles per hour. I always feel faster when there's no wind. You know what I mean? when it's a windy day, like it's, 15, 20 miles per hour and I'm going into a headwind, I just feel so much slower. And that's because I am a little slower. Not a lot of slower, but a little bit. Cutting through the wind, though, is so much easier when it's not blowing against you. It's so warm, I was thinking of not even wearing, I got a coat on. I was thinking of not even wearing a coat, just wear short sleeves, but I think it was a good call. 50 Fahrenheit, oh boy. See how long this parking lot is full in the coming months. I don't know what kind of business this is over here, but layoffs may be coming. Maybe. Let's cut through here. Ugh. So what are you doing during this virus? Are you able to work from home? Someone I know actually brought that up, and it made a lot of sense in that a lot of businesses have been, slow to adopt the work remotely, work from home. Can't cut through that way. I can cut through over here, though. The work from home thing, but since some businesses are being forced to send employees home and make them work from home, after this all blows over, and I don't know, it's possible the economy may not start trending up again for another couple years. That's what happened in the last 2007, 2008 crisis. It's possible, if the businesses are still around, that they just will never bring those employees back into the office. They'll realize, oh, we've had all this overhead, having to rent all this office space. It's like, well, I can just work from home, So that certainly seems like a possibility to me. I mean, it may not be a large percentage, but it could be, 10% or more of the workforce. More than it was before, at least. It's clear to my left, but not to my right. We're gonna go anyway. Here we go. It's all about timing. BikeBlogger. Go this way. Ugh. Woo. Yeah, some businesses are actually telling employees not to show up for work. I think the common policy right now is if you know anybody in your family who's sick, just don't show up and work from home. Okay. Those aren't all business people over. Those are just used cars for sale. I must say I am liking less cars on the road, though. Makes it easier to cross all the roads. Although I do have to admit, living in St. Louis, Missouri, it's always kind of a not super booming town anyway. But that's one positive thing of living in a, I don't want to say a stagnant, but kind of a slow growing Midwestern city. Oh, the train's coming. Which way does it come from? There it is. There's the train. There goes the train. It's still running, at least for now. For those brave souls or people who have no choice and they have to ride on the train. A bicycle is a great last mile vehicle. But yeah, like I said, in New York City, just people outright avoiding the subways and opting for riding bikes, which I think is awesome, even though I do like mass public transportation. In a pandemic situation like this, that's the last thing you want to be doing is exposing yourself to being nearby other people. So what was I talking about? I forgot. Yeah, St. Louis. The one positive thing is, you know, you can only go down so far. So if, you know, if your local economy was already not booming, and, you know, for all intents and purposes, St. Louis has been booming, but less than other cities in terms of population growth and jobs and all that. So, you know, the downward hit shouldn't be as hard as other cities. A little more stagnant, I guess, is kind of what I was saying. So, but I will admit that yes, it is harder to get a job in St. Louis than some other cities. I mean, there are companies that need people and have trouble finding people, but it's also kind of a, I don't know. I don't want to say, you know, nepotism or whatever, but, you know, you got that in every city. Can be kind of, let's go this way. Can be difficult to get a job, but that's another thing that stinks, is mobility. A lot of people already aren't moving much like they used to in past generations, and this is just going to make it harder. Or maybe it will make people move, change cities. As the cops. That's the one thing, you know, if you want a secure job, I would say it would be like, you know, jobs no one wants to do. Police officer, nurse, that sort of thing. But I mean, a lot of that stuff, you know, non-profit hospitals and for-profit governments, you know what I mean? A lot of them are strapped for cash too, so even though they may want to hire more police officers, because generally, beep beep, crime goes up in a downward economy, doesn't mean they can just willy-nilly go and hire people if there's no money to pay them. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be so grim. I mean, the overriding positive thing for me is, you know, I can still ride a bike. I'm still healthy. You know, the way I look at it, you know, you only get one chance in this life. So live a healthy life and just enjoy it. Enjoy your health. If you try to surround yourself with other healthy, happy people in your little bubble, then, you know, you'll be happy too. We're all in this together, or at least we should be. This every man for himself mentality of stocking up on all the, you know, clearing out the shelves of toilet paper, you know. That ain't gonna cut it. Not for the bike blogger. Even though the bike blogger will admit, the day you can't wipe your butt with toilet paper is like the day society just crumbles. Even though there are a lot of other countries that, you know, they don't use toilet paper to clean their butt. Woo. Well, that's a wonderful note to end on in this bike commute to work today. So, I hope you enjoyed riding along with me on my bike to work. I recommend you do the same. Get out there, relieve a little stress, get a little exercise, get a little fresh air in your lungs. Don't spend all day inside. Much more likely to spread stuff inside public places. We're talking subways, buses, restaurants, movie theaters, that sort of stuff. I mean, it may be fine inside your own home, but you should still get out and exercise and get some fresh air. Do a body good. Bike blogger.